Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Beretta 9mm USA here, and today we're going to bring you a different 1911 review. We are going to review the top 5 1911s with a rail, at least according to me. This is my opinion, my take, after doing almost 100 1911 reviews, and God, at least 10 or 12 with rails. So I picked 5 that are my top 1911s with rails, and they are from different price points. You'll notice that too. So I'm trying to keep in mind that not everyone can buy, a $3,000 gun or a $4,000 gun. So you're gonna see different things being offered here that come from different price points, trying to pick the best ones that I have in my collection from those different price points. It doesn't do me any good to do a top 5 review of railed guns and have every one of them be a Les Baer, a Wilson Combat, or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start this off. Number 5 for the top 5 1911s with a rail is a TSOS SSR in stainless steel right here, sporting LOK Grips. It is a beautiful TSOS 1911 and was the very first one that we ever reviewed on our channel. So after being in the 1911 business very strong for almost 3 years, we did decide to give TSOS a shot, and what would we review? About 5 of them, I think. And this was one of the best ones, and I think the first one that we reviewed. So if you don't mind buying something that's made overseas and for a price somewhere between $400 and $500 is my guess, you can pick up something like this and enter into the 1911 market with a railed 1911. It is currently sporting a TLR2 HLG, which actually has a light with a green laser. Not sure if the laser is going to come up here. Can you guys make that out? On the wall it's green, on here it looks almost like a whitish color, but it does have a light with a green laser. It is super cool. So if you're interested in this light laser combo, there's the information on it right there. You've got serrations in the front and in the back. It has a blacked out hammer and safety. Real quickly, I do want to go ahead and give you a trigger pull. 3 pounds, 7 ounces. Doesn't get much better than that. That's phenomenal. And that time, 4 pounds, 9 ounces. So right around 4 pounds. Again, I've said it many times, 4 pounds is my number one weight for 1911s. Those of you that are new, about 5 pounds is what you're looking at. So this is number 5. On to number 4. So coming in at number 4, guys, is the Springfield Armory Emissary 1911. Again, this is in 45 ACP. A very nice looking, not quite traditional 1911 by Springfield Armory. It has a beautiful blued finish on the top with a stainless steel on the bottom. It is like a grenade texturing pattern, fore and aft. So you've got that going on. You have a wonderful sight system on this Springfield Emissary, a high-vis yellow night sight with like a horseshoe in the back to line up the sights real quick and go to work. It does not have an ambi safety, so if you're looking for that, you'd have to add that or buy a different 1911. Has a wonderful rail on it right there. And these heavy rails and stuff like that are going to bring you in over 40 ounces. Something else to kind of keep in mind. Right-handed safety right here. Quality. Just a very nice 1911. This is not one you want to get wet and not take care of when you get home, guys. So if you get this thing where it's wet, it's been rained on or whatever, take immediate action as soon as you get home. Young Beretta and I have seen an Emissary where it got all wet. They put it away, didn't do anything with it. When they came back to it, it was an absolute disaster. The whole pistol had to be refinished. Talking about the slide. Quick test on the weight of the trigger on the Springfield Emissary. 4 pounds, 12 ounces. One more time, real quickly. We're trying not to make this a 25-minute video, guys, even though we're featuring several different 1911s here. 4 pounds, 5 ounces. Fantastic. The Springfield Emissary coming in at number 4. It does print up pretty easy to get prints on it because of the finish. But obviously this one has been very well taken care of, and it is gorgeous. You want something a little bit different? I present you with the Springfield Emissary. Okay, on to number 3. All right, guys, here's number 3 on my top 5 1911s with a rail. That's right, it's the Springfield Armory Operator, the new one that just came out. This is a set of LOK Grips on it right here, so if you like this type of neon green or the blue or a combination of both, go to LOK Grips and check them out. This one again has front serrations and back serrations. This has a TLR-1 light on it from Streamlight. No laser or anything like that, but a very, very good light. The front strap is not done here. The back strap is. Actually, it's done very well. That's incredible. Very nice. The front sight up here is a night sight with a white ring around it. Works wonderful. Just a gorgeous looking 1911. The ambi safety is wanted by a lot of folks. Oh my Lord, that is wonderful. Let's get a little closer to the camera so you can hear it. Wow. And the other side, for you lefties. That may be the best ambi safety on any of the Springfield armories that we own. So that's really, really nice. Let's check out the trigger. No movement in the trigger up and down, and almost zero movement side to side. You can just barely feel just a tiny smidge of movement. Really solid trigger. All right, let's try it. Wow. Excellent minor take up to where it firms up right there. And let's see if it has any creep to it at all before it breaks. It's moving. It was moving to the break, so it didn't have any smushy feel to it at all. Let's go to reset. So just out just a little bit for reset. There's your take up right there, a very minor amount. And let's go to smacking this trigger home here with a nice steady pull. Excellent. Fantastic trigger here, guys. One more time. There's your reset back on it. It had that tiny bit of movement back, and then it is firm. Oh, and it just freaking snaps. Excellent, excellent trigger. Okay, let's do the interface between the grip safety to see if it's properly tuned with the trigger. So you want some pressure on the trigger while you're pressing in ever so slightly on the grip safety to see where it moves. See that right there? Okay, one more time. I can feel pressure on it right there. It's right about halfway. Because let me show you. See, it goes that much further. It's already sprung right here. And it's ready to go. Very nicely tuned. I don't know who put this together. One more time. Fantastic. And I think these are all the reasons why this particular Springfield Armory operator is my favorite Springfield Armory. It is fantastic. It's like it's been gone over by the folks at Wilson Combat's best gunsmiths, tuning the trigger, tuning the grip safety back here, putting this ambi safety on a stock, bone stock. If you don't own a lot of 1911s, that is just excellent. The fitment of it is fantastic. And then of course these are LOK grips, custom LOK grips. They go in two different directions, this direction here, and then the bogies over here, and then a huge cutout for your thumb so you can reach that mag if you need to. Okay, the Springfield Armory operator. Let's see what it says on my Lyman gauge here. So again, guys, I trap the grip safety with my pinky to engage it. Make sure your safety's off. Get your Lyman gauge centered as best you can on the trigger, and then pull straight back with trying to get the Lyman gauge in view. And it should give you a good countdown. 4 pounds, 12.7 ounces. As you guys know, I think 4 pounds is just about perfect. So this is a little over that, even though it's an excellent, excellent trigger. And while we're doing this video, guys, I did want to do a little coverage on something I constantly get questions on. It's comparing the Springfield Armory operator to the Springfield Armory emissary. Please keep in mind that your Springfield Armory operator comes with a match grade GI style barrel on it. You can tell we've changed out a couple of things here on it, so it's not totally stock anymore. But it's more of your thinner barrel profile, right? Where this emissary over here has a huge bull barrel type design. These are both 45 ACP pistols. Normally when you see a bull barrel type design, a lot of times that's the 9mm fitting into this type of handgun, correct? But this is actually a 45 ACP, and this is the way the emissary came, and it's designed in that way. So there's a couple of differences right there. The operator has an MSRP of $1,184, so it is a little bit less expensive than the emissary. It does ship with 2 Metgar magazines. It is of course American made, as both of these are, and the slide to frame fit on both of them is pretty fantastic. Let's see if we can get some light in here. There we go. Just really, really nice for production 1911s. These are absolutely some of the best 1911s you can buy for the price. And I know Dan over at the Firearm Guy agrees. These Springfield Armory 1911s just knocked the ball out of the park. So if you like this more traditional 1911, it is excellent and comes in at number 3 on railed 1911s in my collection. The light is excellent. The pistol has been fantastic, as most of our Springfield Armories have. They have a great warranty that we just haven't used yet, guys, so we can't follow up on that and give you any follow-up information on the Springfield Armory warranty, but we understand it's fantastic. Your hammer's blacked out, as is everything except for the trigger. So that is number 3 on our top 5 1911s with a rail. Off to number 2. Okay guys, coming in at number 2 on the top 5 1911s with a rail. This one is absolutely loaded with features, and probably one that will surprise most of our viewers that it is being selected. The Dan Wesson Discretion. And that may surprise quite a few of you, because we've had some issues with some Dan Wessons, especially with rusty hammers, and then we had some customer service, customer treatment problems when we were dealing with one of them that had to go back. So a lot of the times, young Beretta has gone ahead and put not recommended on some of our even terrific pistols that we have, just because of some of the issues that we've had with either the manufacturer or the quality of the gun, or dealing with the manufacturer, the treatment with us being the customer. We're kind of a big paying customer here in most cases. These guns did not come cheap, and they were not given to us. So we kind of have a high expectations on customer service. Anyway, that being said, this Dan Wesson Discretion is filled with features. From everything from suppressor height sights, to a barrel that's all set up for a suppressor. You've got the rail right here, which is what this whole video is about. So check out that rail. The grips are from LOK Grips. I'm almost positive of that. It has a wonderful magwell on it, which the other Springfield Armories didn't have that kind of stuff. The Dan Wesson Discretion has front strap checkering, and it's also done in the back. Very well put together. Back here, also the back of the pistol is nearly perfect, with just ever so slightly slide over going frame there for like maybe 1mm, and I'm not even sure if you'll be able to see that maybe from that angle right there. Got a night sight back here and up here. It's kind of different with those type of sights. This is not something that you're traditionally going to be able to carry in a holster. I think you'd have a hard time finding one that would fit all this stuff, especially with the sights and whatnot. I obviously don't need to do that because I have plenty of carry guns that I can choose from. But this is something that's different and something that's unique, and it has a wonderful trigger on it, and it's just completely loaded with features. No rusty hammer here because the hammer is coated in black. Take a look at the trigger right there. I don't know of any other triggers that are set up like that from Dan Wesson or anyone else. It's kind of a wide trigger here that has serrations through the whole trigger there. Very nice trigger. And because it's a flat trigger, I think it also really doesn't matter where you get a hold of the trigger at. You can be down here at the base of it, and it's still going to be an excellent trigger pull. Let's see what that excellent trigger pull in fact is. 3 pounds, 11.4 ounces. It's fantastic. There's just no getting around it. And this is in 45 ACP. If you don't happen to like that one, my wife has this one that I purchased for her. And this one would be in 9mm. So you've got the 45 and you've got it in 9mm. You get to pick your poison on that one. I don't think these are being produced anymore, so you'd have to find them. These two have been safe queens the whole time. Obviously, we've taken them to the range and done some shooting with them at the range, but they haven't been carried or anything, as I said earlier with the 45 ACP. So both of them are just utterly fantastic. All set up the same. You just get to pick your caliber, which one you like better, be it in 9 or 45. And for those of you that don't know, and I know most of you do, this is the big thing on 9mm. 2 fingers. It is very easy, and a lower pound spring in here, so the slide goes back and forth a lot easier. You have to grab this. I can do it with 2 fingers, but it's not easy. Let's see if the 9's trigger is excellent as the 45's. 3 pounds 6 ounces. 4 pounds 2 ounces. Fantastic. I'll leave it at that. 2 absolutely fantastic shooters as far as the triggers are concerned, and all the equipment that comes on them. They're just loaded. They're absolutely loaded. Gorgeous. I don't know if I've seen these since I purchased these 2, and they were not cheap. I think I paid like $19.50 or $2,000 for each of them. So don't remember if I bought them on the same day or came back and bought the next one the next day. I'm not exactly sure. But terrific Dan Wesson 1911s. Guys, if you are going to get a Dan Wesson 1911, at least heed my one warning on the hammers. If you get a hammer that's all in black, then you shouldn't have rust problems with them. But I did want to at least give you some follow-up on that stuff and why we marked them. It's not recommended because we think there are possibly better manufacturers out there to deal with. And the rusty hammer issue, if you remember back, I owned like 7 or 8 Dan Wessons at one point in time or another, and I sold through most of them. I have 2 Commanders and then these 2, the blacked out Specialist. So we still do have a few in the family. And that is the number 2 1911 with a rail on our list today. Off to number 1. All right, guys, and coming in number 1 in my collection for a 1911 with a rail is a brand new pistol that I special ordered and waited a long time for it to come in. This is a Wilson Combat CQB fully loaded. It is the black armor tough on top with the green or army green like bottom as far as the frame is concerned. It does have a Wilson Combat light on the rail currently. This pistol has not been fired yet. I just got it. I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 is what you're looking at. But for me, even though I haven't shot it yet, obviously if I shoot it and some kind of issue or problem, it would go back and be fixed by the folks at Wilson Combat. They have been fantastic. We sent something back to get some work on. Oh, and we had one built. We had a Beretta that was giving me all kinds of problems, a Beretta 92, sent back to Wilson Combat, and they completely rebuilt the handgun and corrected all the issues and problems with it. It now runs 100%. So it's been a great company to deal with. They're always very respectful. They do more than just return your phone calls. I didn't return one of the gunsmith's phone calls for a couple of days because I was out of town and I was needing to talk to young Beretta about something, and he called me back again and again before I got a call off to him. So fantastic customer service. And I think that's what all these upper end companies should be. It just should be the best. You're paying up for these. You really are. And so because you're paying up for these, and yes, they're hand built, and yes, they have all kinds of first rate parts. I mean, there's nothing here that's going to be mem or cast or anything like that. This is a hand built, completely forged 1911, you know, built to the highest degree and the highest standard. There's just no room for second place here. So let's get some closer looks of it. It is set up for a suppressor already. It's got the barrel and the protector for the threads. Obviously, it's set up for a light. It currently has a TLR1 HL, so it's got a nice bright light on it, which is super cool. It's a stream light, so it should be excellent. I went with the traditional 3-hole trigger. I know this is more of a less bare traditional look, but I like them, and so I went with that. It has gorgeous grips here from Wilson Combat, and the front strap is done, as is the back. It is put together back here very well. It's got serrations both fore and aft. It has wonderful sights on it, a high vis orange around a night sight, so that's wonderful. It is currently sporting a TLR-1 HL from Streamlight, so it's not a laser type light, but it is a very good light, and we love these. So we have these type of lights on several pistols. So whichever one you like the best, go with. I treated myself for 2023 to this brand new Wilson Combat CQB. The front strap is done, as is the back. And of course it has a wonderful bulletproof mag well. Everything on this thing is bulletproof, forged parts, high quality, and it comes in at a price of about $4,000. So those are all reasons why. The barrel is done up here. It's got an ambi safety on it, so it's ambidextrous as far as the safety is concerned. Let's go ahead and try that from the left-handed shooter position. It's wonderful. And over here for a righty. Gorgeous. 3-hole trigger, kind of like the Les Baer 1911's. It's treated in black, as is the wonderful hammer right here. So this thing's loaded up with just about everything you could possibly want. This is an adjustable rear sight right here. That's the direction I went on this particular Wilson Combat. Made sense to me. One of my dream guns right here, guys. This is almost like getting a Ferrari if you're a big car nut of some sort. So let's go ahead and check out the trigger pull. This again has not been fired by us. So I don't know how many rounds they put through them when they test them. Typically it's between like 30 and 50 is what most custom manufacturers do. So let's see what this thing comes in at. 3 pounds, 12 ounces. One more time. 3 pounds, 5.4 ounces. And there you have it. There it is, guys. My number one 1911 with the rail. A brand new Wilson Combat CQB fully loaded. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, the Beretta 9mm USA channel and the CZ 9mm USA channel. Both are gun channels. Both are here for your enjoyment. You're all welcome to both channels. I am trying to grow the CZ 9mm USA channel to 10,000 subscribers. My goal is by the end of this year. I may or may not hit that, but if you help me, I should be able to hit that. We also I run anyway, a tool channel called the Legion of Tools, and you're all invited to that. We love treating you guys with a great deal of respect. I try to be there for you for the first couple days as far as answering questions or communicating back and forth with you in the comments section. I do enjoy that too. So until the next video, guys, you guys be safe out there, and remember, your Second Amendment is worth protecting.